Welcome, Star Wars fans. Here we talk about all things Star Wars with rumors, facts, news, and random shenanigans. Get ready and strap into your Millennium Falcon. This is the Force Choke Podcast.
All right, everyone, and welcome to episode 88 of the Force Choke Podcast. Today we're missing Micah, but we have Sarah, Tim, and myself, Lewis. Sarah, thanks for joining us today. I know you had a rough couple of weeks there at work, so good to have you back on this podcast. So why don't we start it off by talking about the High Republic, mostly focusing on, can you smell what the Rock is cooking? We officially have a Rock as part of the High Republic. I'm honored by no, as a matter of fact, Geode has joined us today.
Stop! Oh my god. Oh my god, I can't. Jesus.
First off, Geode, thank you for joining us. I know you scraped some time out of your gravelly day to be here. I don't know if you'd like to address any of your fans out there. He's not saying anything.
It's quick reflexes.
We'll get back to Geode later in the show. But
I wonder what kind of accent Geode has.
I don't know.
That's Boston, across the galaxy.
That's actually a really good question, Tim. So I know now, Tim, Sarah, you guys have seen the High Republic, I guess you would say short video of Geode and his, I guess his pilot, Liax Gyasi, and their co-pilot. Don't remember her name, to be honest with you. I want to get you guys a little bit more familiar with Geode, right? And this is coming from Forbes magazine. Geode is a navigating rock, and this is an expert from Into the Dark novel by Claudia Gray. So it goes like this. And this here, Liax Gyasi says with a grin, is our ship's navigator, Geode. Standing in one corner of the cockpit was a rock, about as tall and slightly wider than Reath himself, which is a Jedi, I believe. It was dark gray with rounded edges and a flinty, flaky surface. Impressive as rocks went. So that was an excerpt from the Into the Dark. So Geode is a very impressive rock, as rocks go. So I want to get your guys' initial thoughts on this. Why don't we start with you, Sarah? I'm really interested.
I hope it's a joke. I don't know. It's ridiculous. How can a rock navigate a ship? Because in the video it said that the rock was a navigator and it had swift reflexes to divert the vessel from the debris from that the cargo, the Great Disaster. Yes. So yeah.
I wonder if they would have had Geode on the initial ship that was in that blew up.
Oh,
this
God.
Never would have happened.
Probably with his swift reaction to events.
Tim, let me get your thoughts on this, and I'm going to give you a little bit more info after that about Geode.
How does he even, like, it's a rock, man. Like, who? I just feel like we're being trolled.
Right?
I
These
wish they
riders.
would have given him like like little arms or something. At least
Yeah.
like punch buttons,
like
right?
like Plank and Ed and Eddie.
Does he
Yeah.
have does he have the ability to like move things like a Jedi does with the Force, like press buttons the way that people would use
A
the Force
telekinetic rock.
to like do things? But like as a navigator, maybe he's like uh the navigator was to shoot. Oh my gosh. I can't even remember the other one. It's like part of the ship. Not like
Oh, L7? No,
you know what I'm talking about. Anyways,
the
she operates the ship
words are
because
hard.
basically she is the ship's
The
like
Falcon.
AI, like
The
the navigation and everything.
Oh, Lando's droid.
Lando's
Yeah,
droid.
Hmm.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So if the Rock is something like that, where he doesn't have to like he's just like attached to the whole like system thing. Uh, so he doesn't have to. I mean, if the ship goes down, well then maybe he goes down. He can't really unplug him. But
Hmm.
how does this? I don't. I mean, I don't get how this rock's gonna work. I have to. I would have to like hear more of the story,
I think
or
it's Mulan's ancestors.
because I'm not gonna read it.
And like the spirits are coming out of the rock and they're navigating through
I,
It's so.
channeling through the
It's
rock.
like,
Their energy is coming through the rock.
and people will tell you like, how can you judge something or tell me like, and I haven't even read it, but like. It's just like when you go to, or you don't even have to go to the movie theater anymore. But anyways, like when you see like a movie trailer and you're just like, oh, that was so bad. Like I'm probably not gonna watch that movie because it was bad, right?
yeah.
And that's the feeling I get when I'm seeing this like preview to like check out this story. This is another great Star Wars story, like brought to you by Disney. And I'm like, no, I don't want to read that. Like I don't want to see what more that has for me. Um, I just don't find it like. I mean, that's just so. Yeah, it's not interesting to me. That's kind of it's a imagination that I'm not like into.
Yeah.
So I'm deciding not to, because for that reason I'm not gonna watch it. And the people who are reading it, yeah, they can decide whether it's good or bad. But to me, based off of all of that crap, like
Yeah.
it's just I can't with that rock.
So I'm going to give you guys, before I go into more insight on Geode, our buddy here. I don't know if y'all know this, but all the other High Republic short little intro clips, that we've talked about here on the show, have all gone through, posted on YouTube. The one with a Geode was not posted on YouTube. It was posted on Star Wars's Instagram for, I think, a few hours. And then it was removed. And it's not posted on Twitter. It's not posted on YouTube. The only reason that you see what you're seeing right now is because fans recorded that, either screen recorded it or whatever, and it's out there. But you can't find it anywhere right now besides other Star Wars fans or people trolling Star Wars. That's the only way to see that, because they took it down because the comments were so bad on it.
That's funny. That's great. I wish we could see the comments.
Yeah. I'm sure somebody out there has maybe I can look for that. I'm sure somebody had screen recorded that, and because that's kind of embarrassing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you're right, Tim. I think I don't know, it's not, I mean, some people might like it. I don't think we're on that side, but to each their own. Let me give you a little bit more insight on Geode. Geode is a Ventian from the planet Vint. a Vintian name can't be pronounced correctly unless you don't have a mouth. Look at Sarah's face. It
That's
is
too
also,
much. I
it's
can't.
also, so get this, it's also unclear if Geode identifies himself as metamorphic, magmatic, or a sedimentary rock. Geode may appear like someone who doesn't like to talk much, but he has many layers, suggesting he's indeed a sedimentary rock and is an excellent listener.
Oh God. Oh God.
So
Oh God.
Geode here is an excellent listener. So if you have anything to say, Sarah,
I'm
Geode.
talking to Geode with his many layers. He's a very emotionally deep rock.
His flaky outside is magnificent rock.
Yes, it's flaky. Yes. um, so Geode here is the navigator on a vessel named the Vessel,
Sorry. Sorry.
piloted by Leox Gyasi. In my opinion, and it sounds like you guys too, all of these things are really bad concepts, really bad storytelling. But I'll tell you what, and I'm going to go back to it. At least this crew knew to come out of hyperspace in a disaster, so there wasn't a great disaster.
Thanks, Geode, for those navigational skills. Bravo.
Look like
Yeah.
this.
I can't.
So, he's a good listener. You can't say his name right unless you don't have a mouth.
Yep.
And he identifies possibly as a sedimentary rock.
Dude, this
Right.
Geode's backstory better, the rock's backstory better be freaking amazing, man.
Well,
Like,
I don't know if you guys know what a geode is. Do y'all know what a geode is?
it's a geode is of I want to say it's of the planet or of the Earth, like geo.
You're close.
Isn't
I
it
think Sarah might know.
those like the rocks that like they're cut in half and there's like the little crystals inside, right? That's a geode.
Exactly. Yes. So Sarah's exactly right. It's rock with crystallization on the inside. Yeah. So maybe
So this force,
maybe he's full of kyber crystals or something.
the whole planet, Kyber planet's gonna come alive.
Yeah, there you go. And the planet itself will something.
He's like, he needs to go back to his race, where they all talk too much.
Shut their mouths.
They're all listeners, so nobody
Perfect
talks.
imperfect pronunciation.
All right, guys. Well, let's see what happens with Geode and his team. I'll try to keep you guys updated as much as I can.
Yes, I'm very emotionally invested in Geode now.
Yes, absolutely. So we're going to go into talking about issue number 3 of the High Republic comic book entitled There Is No Fear. So just to give you a real quick update on this. So the great disaster happened. The team from There Is No Fear, including newly knighted Keeve Trennis and her master Skier, were out trying to help people from the great disaster. They came to a derelict ship. They were attacked by a Nihil. Skier went crazy, slaughtered the Nihil. The hut on the ship was pretty much murdered, and they found some barley. They traced the barley back to a planet. and they're on the planet with Skier. Skier loses some Jedi that he was with. That's a twin with another Jedi, and that's issue 1 and 2 so far. Just to keep you up to speed there, Sarah.
Okay.
So we're going into issue number 3, and so let's start that off. So there is no fear. Issue number 3. The intro to it is the Jedi have launched Starlight Beacon. Keeve Trennis has become a Jedi Knight. So I said all this. So there's something dark happening to Skier, and Sarit, which is the Jedi that he's with, vanishes in barley that they grow to use for the back to tanks or whatever, right? So,
like
all
Scrooge
right.
McDuck style, like dove and never seen again.
Yeah, I think he was actually pulled into the barley by a long tentacle.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
We don't know where that, right? We don't know who or what that tentacle came from. Okay, so on this planet, they're still in a ship, right? It's kind of like parked there. So back aboard the ship with Askir, Avar Chris, and Tarek. Tarek is Seret's twin brother,
Okay.
right? And
yeah.
They sense everything.
Sarah,
What happens to one, the other one feels, etc., etc.
Okay.
So his brother Tarek, the one that's on the ship, is freaking out, saying the darkness grows and needs to be fed. So he's feeling what the brother that got lost in the barley's feeling. Avar Chris, who's a leader of Starlight Beacon, tells Tarek that he needs to calm himself. But Tarek says he cannot because they've already lost. He's got these dark circles under his eyes, and he's foaming at the mouth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's just totally losing it. Skier, who's a Trandoshan Jedi, says Tarek has lost his mind, and Skier becomes aggressive, slamming Tarek against one of the walls. Keeve Trennis, who's Skier's Padawan, but now she's a Jedi Knight, is waiting outside of the ship, standing guard of the ship. And she's thinking to herself, no one has seen Skier aggressive like this before. And now that she's a Jedi Knight, she should know what to do about it, about him losing his mind. She thinks to herself she should go in the ship and help, but she doesn't. She stays outside. Some of the natives show up and offer Keeve outside the ship some bread to eat. The natives say others have gone missing in the barley as well, and that the barley in the fields have gone rotten. There's this other alien that shows up. His name is Cal Solman. He seems to be in charge of that area and tells Keeve Trennis that the natives are rumor mongers. Keeve Trennis thinks to herself, I'd usually ask the masters for help, but they're busy fighting inside the ship. So she thinks to herself, so I guess it's up to me to do something about all these people missing, you know? So she goes off wandering into the barley, and she sees and smells rotting crops. All of a sudden, one of the native kids sneaks up on Keeve, and she tells him, hey, you got to go, kid. The kid actually runs further into the crops. And of course, Keeve Trennis follows, telling herself, I guess I have a partner now. The kid, whose name is Bartol, and Keeve Trennis chatter a little bit while they go deeper into the barley. And Keeve Trennis says she feels a dark shadow. Sounds like you wanted to say something there, Tim. Talk to me, man.
No, the story sounds familiar. I'm just like, but now as you're going along, it's getting further away. But it started very familiar. But carry on, keep going.
Okay. How are you feeling, Sarah? You're rubbing the back of your neck like you're.
I'm still here.
Okay. All right. So the two, Keith Trennis and Bartol, they find a huge sinkhole, and Bartol jumps in it. Keith uses a force, levitates him out of the hole. Flash back to the ship. Tarek, who was freaking out and foaming at the mouth, passes out, and Avar Chris tells Skier that he should know what's going on because he was in the barley in the last issue. Like he should know what's going on, even though he doesn't. And so now we're gonna flash to Starlight Beacon very quickly. And apparently Avar Chris ordered an autopsy on the Hutt that was murdered there on that planet. Let's see. So we're going to flash back to the planet. Avar Chris and Solman go off to find Kiev. So the leader of this area and leader of Starlight Beacon go off to find Kiev because Solman's like, I don't know where your Jedi went. She went that way. So they went to go look for her. Avar Chris tells Skier, you need to stay with Tariq because he's freaking out. He's passed out. Stay with him here. Now we're going to flash to one of the tunnels that are part of this sinkhole. Don't know how they got down there, but now they're in a tunnel in the sinkhole, right? And Keith Trennis has this kid with her in this sinkhole. And she's feeling overwhelming darkness. She hears the darkness saying to her, I don't know if it's through the force or what, she hears the words saying, you will be consumed. All will be consumed. The kid runs off from her further into the tunnel. So then now that they're still in the tunnel, the kid runs off from her further into the tunnels, leaving Keith behind. Bartol, this little kid, you hear him yelp out, and Keith Trennis comes running after him. They both find bodies clinging to a wall, one of them being Sarit, which is Tariq's brother. Oh my gosh. They actually look like they're clinging to the walls if you can think of Aliens. You know what I mean? Where they're like clasped to the wall, kind of sort of like. Yeah. And so Keeve gives her saber to the kid to hold, and it's ignited. She tells him not to lose an arm. They're using it for light, a light source. So there's stuff and roots poking out of Sarit's ears, literally like, it looks like, I don't know, roots, right? Sarit wakes up and says, no meat is safe against the Drengir. So back on the ship, Tariq wakes up and senses everything, and Skier tries to console him, saying, be one with the force, not be one with the force, but like the force will, help us, guide us or whatever. And he actually puts his head on Tariq's head, only to be thrown up on by Tariq with this black, powdery, gooey stuff out of Tariq's innards, I guess. I don't know what it is, but that happens. We go back to the sinkhole tunnel, and we find that there's Drengir in there, these plant creatures. And it tells the kid, Bartol, and Keith Trennis, it says, nourish us or be one with us. It's your choice. So then all of a sudden, Avar Kriss, leader of the Jedi at Starlight Beacon, comes to the rescue, and she takes her lightsaber and like the Drengir is pretty tall, so she like goes all the way down the side, splits it in half vertically, and beckons Sarit to come back to the light. So she splits that Drengir right down the middle, and now instead of just one Drengir, you have two Drengir. So it didn't die. What was weird to me at this point, somehow, after he sliced in half, Sskeer shows up in the tunnel. He's in the tunnel now.
Oh, he's not crazy aggressive anymore?
Yeah, he's not on the ship. He's in the tunnel.
Okay.
Yeah. He's there with a Drengir saying, the harvest will be bountiful. The harvest will be pure. He looks all crazed out. So Sskeer actually had his arm chopped off.
Mhm.
He's grown his arm back, but now it's in the form of a Drengir root. You can see like all kinds of roots in the shape of an arm. He's holding his ignited lightsaber. To be continued. So that's issue number 3. The High Republic, There Is No Fear. So Tim, while you were gone, Sarah was saying that it sounds a little bit better than where we started with issue 1 and issue 2. How are you feeling about this? Is this drawing you in?
Not really. I don't know.
Uh,
Not really.
I would say a little bit yes, but only because I'm curious if it's gonna go the way I think it's gonna go. Like, cause like I said before, I feel like I've heard this story before. So because I've played it in a game, kind of.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
not gonna. I don't want to give. I'm not gonna say what it is. I'm not gonna give it away. Only because I don't even want to. I just hate comparing it to this right now. But
Did you like the game, Tim?
I did. I did really like it. So it's actually one of my favorites. But anyways,
Comparing it would be a disservice to the game.
I just this is like they're stealing the story. To see the guy with the arm thing, right? What's his name again?
Sskeer.
Sskeer. Yeah.
Sskeer.
He's gonna be an important. If I'm thinking right here, he's gonna be a very important part to the story. Almost. Yeah, he's gonna be like. He's not the main villain, but he's gonna be a big part of being a villain for a while. And then what is it? The girl? What's her name?
Keeve Trennis.
Okay, Keeve. And this is gonna be far out there, but Keeve may develop a or may already have another personality. She's gonna have she's gonna end up having to go and find herself. She's probably gonna be one of the only survivors there, and she's only gonna get to save one.
And she'll save Avar Kriss.
Probably.
The kid. I don't know. We'll see.
But that sounds a lot like something I've heard already.
Well, we'll have to wait till issue number 4 in April, the beginning of April, to see if this continues going along the path of a ripoff or more of an original story.
They better not be ripping this fucking game off, man.
Tim sounds mad.
That sounds mad.
Oh my goodness gracious. Wow. Well, I wanted to touch base on that because it's a different part of um, the galaxy, um, a different story. And so far, we've covered a little bit of Into the Darkness by Claudia Gray, touched very little on it. We mostly the characters. We've read issues 1, 2, and 3 of the comic book from the High Republic. We're reading Light of the Jedi, um, and none of us are getting into any of these stories. That goes a long way. I would think at least one of these media forms would somehow be engaging for us some way, somehow. I know, Sarah, before we started recording, you were talking a little bit about Light of the Jedi. Yeah. Can you talk to us a little bit about how you're feeling about it, and then we can move on a little bit.
It puts me to sleep.
It puts you, it puts you
me to
Mimi.
sleep. Yes. Yeah. I mean, it's just very, and maybe again, giving it the benefit of the doubt. Maybe I just haven't gotten to the good part yet with the Nihil, right? No.
I don't even know how you. Nihil. I've heard Nihil, Nihil, and so many different.
Yeah. So I haven't gotten to that part yet. Again, it's a challenge, but maybe once I get there, something will click and I'll be interested.
And you're
But,
creeping up
yeah.
what chapter 17, 20, somewhere around there. So
7,
it's
yeah.
not like you're like 1 or 2 chapters in.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I put it on 1.5 speed
Yeah.
to try to get through it faster. Because it's
just
a little, again, it's just dry, and
yeah.
And even though the guy or the narrator, whoever did the Audible book, does like the bedtime story voices, like he's like, and this
Yeah.
person does this, and this person does this, like, and he has the variety for the characters' voices. It's just it's not doing anything for me.
All right. Well, so far, there is no fear. Comic book. Since we're concentrated on that, thumbs up, thumbs down, Sarah. So far, I'll give you thumb in the
so far.
thumbs down.
Nah, there's a no middle.
No middle. How about for you, Tim? I know you have a thought process on that, but I'm just asking for a thumbs up, thumbs down so far. And this is so far. Issues 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, it's more of a thumbs down. It's thumbs down.
Thumbs down. Okay.
But
Well,
maybe it's laying the groundwork for something. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I just got like the image in my. Whenever you said like that guy was growing roots out of his arm, and that's like his new prosthetic root arm thing. It had me like thinking of maybe like they'll all be taken over by the, like, kind of how Tim said, how that one chick is gonna have to decide who to save because they're all gonna be taken over by these barley people. They're gonna have like barley things coming out of their ears and stuff.
Yeah.
If it turns into like that premise, then maybe, but no, I don't know.
I hear you. Well, we'll see what happens in issue number 4, and we'll see how that goes. I'm hoping we can get through issue 10. Most of the time with a comic book, by issue number 10, you have a good firm hold on the story, where it's going, where it's been. And by issue number 10, if those things haven't happened and you're not into it, at least for my experience, you're not going to be into it. Yeah. You know what I mean? So we'll give it to issue 10, and then we'll see if we're going to continue on or not. All right. So I myself so far am going to give it a thumbs down as well. I probably wouldn't recommend it to anybody. The artwork it's okay, but the story is very lackluster. A lot to be desired. All right, so we're gonna answer a couple of questions from Andre Thomas, who is one of our fans. He asks, and either one of you can answer this. If you would start your own Jedi or Sith order, what would be the rules to get into the order?
Timothy.
uh, Rule number one, you gotta follow it. You gotta follow what you believe, or follow what the belief is, right? You all have an order of things. So, yeah, belief. What number two? You said what rules we would have?
Yes.
I don't know what my.
I know one of the questions was, would you be able to be married if you were in the in like? Remember, you're creating your own Jedi or Sith order. Would you?
We'd have to like, man. I don't know. It's a lot to think of, like to
Yeah.
create your own. I never really thought of creating my own like Sith thing with rules.
Yeah, I think I would allow marriage. I think that would be a good thing.
Right. Just kind of have it to where, like, okay, y'all are married. Don't screw it
Yeah.
up now. I don't know.
Yeah, you know, the mixture of midichlorians would be a good thing, I think.
Diversify the population.
Uh-huh.
That's weird to think about.
I know, right? Right. They can be married, but they just can't work at the same Jedi temple.
In the same department, okay? She's gotta be in maintenance, and you gotta be over here, and y'all can't take
Yeah.
lunch breaks at the same time. That's funny. I wonder what other questions he asked.
I'm gonna have to
What
come
other
back.
rules would there be? Don't be a jerk to anybody.
What?
Don't be a jerk.
Is it part of being a Sith being a jerk though?
Well, to your
You have to.
okay,
be
well,
part of-
I'm on the Jedi level, Tim.
You have
That's
to
where
like.
that's what I'm thinking of.
You either steal or you destroy cookies.
That's come to the dark side. We have cookies.
Do they
Or
bake
cookie crumbs.
cookies?
Is there like a like kind of like a gang initiation, but Sith wise? You know?
You have to. You have to kill a Jedi to join.
Oh fuck! Wow. Okay, that got dark. I was thinking like vandalism or something.
I'll kick his ass.
Okay,
Yeah.
there. Jesus. Yeah. Oh, it's exactly like gang initiation. Goodness.
So Andre also asked, what would our lightsaber colors be? I kind of answered him on Instagram. I said I would have a green one because I love the Luke, Yoda, and Qui-Gon Jinn characters. So how about you, Sarah?
I don't know. I like the blue. I like the blue, and I like Sam Jackson's purple. I actually got one. Drew from work or from HEB. He, I gave him money, and he went to Disney World, and he got me like a Kylo Ren style purple lightsaber.
Nice.
Yeah. So either blue or purple.
How about you, Tim?
I have to go with blue also. I think blue is kind of my color. Kind of has always been. But more of a, I don't know if I want to say like not fully defined like blue, like just regular blue. It'd probably be like a lighter blue.
A lighter blue. Nice. All right. So one of the last things we're going to talk about is, you know, all the stuff with the High Republic with Gina Carano. It's been cancel culture's been putting us on a downward spiral with, Star Wars and other things. We have the Bad Batch coming up here pretty soon in May. Do you guys think, and it can be a yes or no answer, do you think the Bad Batch is going to help fix things, at least for the meantime?
No.
No. I agree.
Oh, okay, with that being said, guys, the official rumor is remember official rumor, Kathleen Kennedy.
Rumor. Sorry.
Kathleen Kennedy is rejoicing because you guys, myself included, and other fans love The Mandalorian so much, she's getting a contract extension for another 10 years.
You're playing.
What? No.
I don't believe you. There's no way.
No.
It's impossible. It's impossible.
It's impossible.
Search your feelings, you know it to be true.
How does that
Nope.
equal out? Like, how does that make sense? That doesn't make any sense. I don't
It's the only way.
know.
All right.
Why?
Okay, look, the Bad Batch I think it's gonna be fine because Dave Filoni I think is still behind it. Has to be because he's like it came from him in the Clone Wars.
Mhm.
So sure it won't go to crap because
sure.
they'll be going to him a lot since it's his baby.
I'm sure y'all are gonna like it, but I don't think it's gonna pacify all the stuff that's gone on.
Yeah, I think it'll get us through though, because we got to get to Andor
Yes. And the Book of Boba.
and Kenobi,
And yes.
and then once those shows come around, I think we'll be back on track. But things have to change between here and then if it's going to keep Star Wars strong.
With that being said, I think we're going to wrap up episode number 88. So who's going to get the outro here,
All
guys?
right, guys. So I got the outro, and I want to thank our listeners for catching up with us here on episode 88 of the Force Choke podcast. Again, thanks for listening. This is the council, and we have spoken.
Bye.